Hi, hello, how are you, Amanda, SEINT artist? We're gonna do our eyes. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm wearing brown, I'm volunteering in class today, so I feel like I wanna do a go to work eye look, like something easy. We're gonna use Spell because we only got a week left with it, so we're gonna do Spell. We have less than a week. And I always use what's available. I try to not share too much of what isn't available. So I have less than a week left. I've been using Spell almost every single day this month. I really love it. When it's gone, it's gonna be okay. There's Cocoa and Philly, don't worry. I like Spell more because I find that Cocoa is harder to pick up, and I feel that Philly is too easy to pick up, and so you can easily overdo Philly, where Spell is a perfect medium and you can go really light, but you can also punch it up. And it's the perfect medium. And so I'm really pushing Spell. If you ask for my recommendation between the three, Spell all the way. I think when Spell's unavailable, I'm gonna go Philly. I like Philly the most because I also like to soften my liquid liner with a shadow, and I can do that easier with Philly. Okay, getting into it, we're gonna put on, let's see, I have my whole big old palette of eyeshadows here. I'm gonna get my primer on. This is Singen's Shadow Sense using the BK Beauty 203 brush. I always do this part and I like showing it as much as possible. It's creamy, so it's very easy to spread. You do have to move rather quickly. It's gonna cancel darkness, so if you're doing eyelash serums, which I've been doing, and I'm really pleasantly surprised with the Babe Lash eyelash serum. They do a lot of sales and I need to be better about keeping up on it. I haven't reached out for a coupon code. I need to. I don't know how many people are wanting to try it, but sometimes they have a buy one, get one, and then I can hopefully get more off. That would be nice, right? But it lasts a really long time. I'm saying like 3 months. So if you get a buy one, get one, that's 6 months or so. And I use it morning and night. It doesn't affect my mascara. It doesn't clump up. It does cause discoloration. I've washed my face twice, 3 times actually, removed the makeup, washed the face, and then this morning. This is discoloration from the serum transferring because I put it on and then I go to sleep. Okay, so let's get into this. I'm gonna use a base. My palettes are everywhere. I'm gonna do traditional makeup after, not during this. Okay. So full disclosure, my after look will be traditional makeup with a tutorial. All right, so it's a hybrid. It's always a hybrid, right? Okay, I'm gonna go in for my base, what's available. I'm gonna do Mama. I use it a lot, there we go. It's a nice pink. I've been preferring using a pink over a cupcake. My seat just scooched. I can feel it. I look like I'm shrinking. And pretty soon it's just gonna start going down. Okay, let's fix it. There we go. Look at that. I'm tall. Okay, let's see. It's fall, y'all. So I'm gonna do a transition color, not Leo. Don't worry, I'm not doing Leo. I'm not gonna do Bubba. I kind of want to play with Zion. Let's do Zion. Okay, I'm gonna find whatever brush is easiest to grab. Not laying on my desk. I think it's going to be in my, we're going to go with this, the smudge brush. Okay, I'm going to go in with, what do I want to use first? Where's my other palette? Right here. Modular palette. This thing is incredible. I love this thing. Okay, I'm going to grab this. We're going to do some drift, obviously. So I'm going to go in on the bigger end, grabbing drift. I do try to keep a light and a dark end. I don't know if you could tell, but I always like to press a nice soft shimmer up under my brow. This is one of those things that may not show here, but it makes me feel good here. Here. We're gonna grab it, and this just can give the illusion of a bit of lift under your brow. Go on, pushy, pushy, push. And now, let's see. We're gonna get in here and we're gonna do Zion. Zion is your pumpkin patch orange. It's this guy right here. It's so pretty. Going in on the more round short end, pressing it on. This stuff goes on. It's an easy to pick up. I'm gonna go all over my lid, and then I'm gonna go up, and I'm gonna use Spell as my accent, and then I'm gonna bring this all the way over the lid, right here. And we're gonna bring this up and out like we always do. Now, if you have a lot of movement on your lids, tap it, and blend it out. So over here, I'm just giving it a sweepy swipe. And I tend to raise my brows when I do my eyeshadow, but then I rest them to see where it sets and rests, because here it's fine and here it can disappear. So I do like to bring mine extra up and over. So again, if you have a lot of movement, you're gonna go and you're just gonna tap this out. It blends just as easy, but tap it in. This is really good for if you have mature lids with a lot of movement. And I'm gonna be using shimmer today. I think I'm gonna be using ginger. I've been loving ginger for fall. I wasn't a big ginger fan until this year, and I've been doing this for 4 years. Is it 4 or is it 5? 4? I've been using it for 5, sharing about it for 4. Okay, so we're gonna bring this around and out. Rest those eyes, see where it is, and this is gonna be part of the whole look. Okay, and then I'm gonna go into Spell. Here's the thing. I can see the difference between Spell and Philly. Let's really get up in there. You can almost see how much softer Philly is than Spell. Philly is a bit darker. I'm gonna move this over here because the other day I tapped into it. It was like a happy little accident, and I love me some Bob Ross. But I was trying to do Spell as a transition and Philly as a deeper color because it's so easy to punch up without going through all the building. But then I accidentally put the wrong color on the other eye, and it turned into a happy accident of can you tell the difference? And it was really good. It's in the Facebook group, depending on where you're watching this. All right, we're gonna stay on this round end, and I'm gonna press pretty good into this. I really want this quite punchy, so using a dense brush is really key. So we're gonna take Spell, we're gonna stamp right out here. Look at how pretty that is, okay? And because we're doing our eyeshadow first, look at this, stamping, stamping, stamping. We're gonna be able to clean this up and make this less crazy once I start cleaning things up. I'm gonna switch to the bigger end, and I'm gonna push it in. It's okay if it comes down. It's okay to get your eyeshadow fall out because we're doing our eyes first. Our makeup's not on, so we're able to clean this up after. You could do it with a makeup wipe. You could just do it with your spit, whatever you want, Q-tip, whatever. But when you put your makeup on after, this cleans it all up instead of letting it mix with it when it falls on it. Okay? I'm gonna just use that big end, and I'm just pushing this over. Do you see how it just kind of blends in? If you're watching this, you know I didn't screw this up, and I might know what I'm talking about. Truth be told, makeup should be fun. I didn't go to school for makeup. I just play with makeup a lot, and I love playing with makeup. Makeup should be fun, or we're doing it wrong. This wasn't meant to be like going to the gym. This is the time we're able to look at our face and say, what do I want to do with you today? What do I want to do? Who do I want to be? You know, sometimes those moody colors can make you a little more spicy. All right, so just pressing this over and just deepening it up, but just playing with it. And I find stamping Spell when you're wanting it deep is probably your easiest bet. Just keeping it in the same general area, and then we can just move it around and play with it. But they work really well together. Okay, so we've got this on. I'm gonna put this back on my palette because I've been using the heck out of it. And the thing with SEINT's eyeshadows is there's typically more in a tin than other makeup eyeshadows. Plus you can make your own palette of like a custom palette of colors you'll actually use, but they last a really long time. Most eyeshadows do, truth be told. Okay, let's go into another color, and I'm gonna grab Ginger. Ginger is a higher fleck, you could tell by looking at it. Let's grab a softer fleck and compare. So a soft fleck is just almost like it's not as chunky. So this is Moscow and this is Ginger. But you see the texture difference? This is soft, this is chunky. Okay, trying to see if there's a less chunky version of this, but there is not, so don't ask. I'm gonna use my finger. I'm just gonna grab it. This picks up very easily. It feels soft. It doesn't feel like those chunkies. And I'm gonna press press this on the outer half of my lid. But because I don't like a lot of dark on my lid, because I think it can close my eye, because I am of an age, we're gonna grab Unicorn. So popping that back in, I didn't use too much, just popped this on, and then I'm gonna grab Unicorn, which is a white shimmer, right here. I do use quite a bit of it, more than you would think. More than you would think. And again, I'm gonna use my finger. This is not glass slipper, so it's not silver. And I'm gonna press this mid and then work it in. And it's just going to work with it. Empty finger, blend it together. And it's just gonna lighten it up without totally changing everything. This isn't gonna be your 1998 prom picture white. It's one of those things where you get to grab an old friend and modernize it. I remember prom in the 90s and we just loved those frosts. Frost yourself. Okay, we're gonna grab our eyeliner. I'm gonna use my Maybelline Tattoo Studio and I'm just gonna waterline right here. It's easy if you have a mirror so you can hold it down. It makes you look down. It gets your pupil away from what you're doing so you don't freak out. And then use the pencil to press the lid up. You don't have to do this whole grabbing thing. Just start on the outside. It's gonna tickle it first and then push it up and it pushes it away. But because you're looking down, it doesn't feel like you're coming at yourself. All right, so grab that on. It doesn't take much. And then I like to press into my lashes on the outer quarter. I work in quarters, I've noticed, with my eyes. Inner quarter, mid, and then outer quarter. I'm gonna add a little bit more spell. Where are you? Etch brush. I like using the small end, and I'm going to use some of my setting spray. This is the Plush Prep, whichever one you want to use. If you have something you're trying to get rid of, use that. But just getting your brush wet. You could even use your spit if you want. Going into spell, I'm just getting it wet, putting it on. There it is. You don't need a lot, and I'm gonna make a nice wing. I overdo this because I want it to be bigger than the wing I'm gonna draw on with liquid, and it's a way of having that definition, but softening it. It's kind of hard to soften, and I feel like pencils shrink I don't know if it's the texture, I'm not sure. All right, so we're just making ourselves a little wing. This kind of gives you a drawing of the wing, but I always add depth when I'm working with my eyes because I want to add lift. And this gives a whole different shape to the eye. You can just do this and just add a nice, I don't know, there's certain things I do for my maturing eyes, and I feel like if I don't have color on my brow bone, I think it makes my eyes look more mature and heavy. So adding, and it could be light, like basic, very simple. All right, we're gonna come back to this because I gotta do my under eyes, but we're gonna end up cleaning it up first. I'm gonna take my Stila Sail Day. I finally linked this. I linked the one-ended one because I think that's really all you need. Okay, you don't, if it looks like a magic wand, you don't want it. You'll never use this. I'm just too lazy to return. All right, so we go, and I start about halfway across, hit that lash line, and then I bring it straight out. Looking down helps because once you rest your eye, it changes the shape. And so it's gonna look straight when you're looking down, but it's gonna look winged when you open because this stays where it is, whereas this comes up. So we're gonna go mid lash line, draw straight out. And then I come a little bit, I start where my lashes start. Sure, lashes don't start on the corner. And I come up just where my lashes start and I go to meet. And when I'm looking down, it looks like I'm going straight up, but then as my eyes settle, it looks like it goes down and around. And it adds that little cat eye. If you like that Monroe kind of a cat eye, I do. But the way you draw your eyeliner on shapes your eye. So if I just went down and followed my lash line, I would have more of a rounded eye. Here, I like to add lift to my eye, so I go straight out and I make a point. But again, meeting it out there. And I like using these pens because I need to try other ones, I guess, that are more affordable. This one, it does last a long time because you're really not using much. There we go. You're not using much, so I find that these do last a long time. You can look at the more expensive brands, and I'm going to tell you this. This is what I think the big difference is. It's not necessarily the quality. It's sometimes the quality, but it's the longevity. So you can get the smaller, more affordable liquid liners, and you're going to continuously be buying more because you're going to run out because they're smaller. There's usually a tube inside of a tube. This will last. I mean, you can get the more affordable ones, but you'll buy 3 to 1. It's going to be I think it's a 3 to 1 buy. Okay, grabbing some mascara. I'm using the Babe Lash. This is the 4-Wheel mascara. I've been really enjoying it. And I'm just going to build this up and out. And I'm only going to do my upper lashes so I can clean up underneath. Do I have some cloths? I feel like I should somewhere. All right, so I'm just going to wiggle at the root and I just fill at the base. This is one of those things you can either take the time for it or just whip it on. I like to take the time for it because I do have fine thinning lashes. Because I'm going to be 44 and that happens in life. There's things that happen. Your lips get thinner, your nose gets bigger, and so do your ears, and your lashes thin out. You lose the volume in your cheeks. Like, things happen to your face, and you can choose to spend the money to fill things back up, shrink things back down, or you can use your makeup. And I like to use my makeup to shrink this little thing. I like a smaller nose on me. That's just me and how I like my makeup and how I feel good in my face. Because it's always about how you feel in your own skin. I've been having a lot of talks like this with my daughter. She's 9 and she's starting to notice what she looks like and care about how she looks. Like, does this match? Does this look okay? And I've been having a lot of body image conversations with her, which then translates to me doing it here. And I do it here probably every video. And I think it came from, and I tell my daughter this all the time, everybody's going to have opinion about the way you look. Everybody. It doesn't matter. Some of them say it and some of them don't. We all have an opinion. We're just better at keeping them to ourselves than others, some of us. And I find that when you're behind a phone or behind a computer, but you're not face to face with somebody, it's very easy to pop on and tell somebody, I don't like it when you do this. I like it better when you do this. Down to the hair, and that's fine. However, understand, is this helpful? Is this helpful? It makes you feel better, but do you think it's going to make the other person feel better? I personally know that what I do makes me feel good when I walk out the door. Nobody else is walking out the door in my skin, just like nobody else is walking out the door in yours. So how you feel is the way it matters, not even your husband. He wishes I was blonde again. But look at me. I've been a brunette for almost 2 years. I feel good as a brunette. And I even have people tell me, I liked it better when you were a blonde. That's good. That's good. But it's my skin that I live in. Okay. Let's clean things up and I'm going to get off my high horse. Gosh, I know I have some somewhere. Let me see here. I know I have makeup cloths somewhere because I always try to keep them. There's nothing close here. I know I keep them somewhere, but I've got so much stuff. So we're just going to clean up like this and just wipe it off. You can even use our balm. That's another really good product for cleaning up. The Aquaphor. Oh, I forgot to buy Aquaphor yesterday. I bought a different product yesterday instead. But I'm just going to take the balm. I use it under my eyes anyways. And it cleans things up really nice. Look at that. Look at that. Well, would you look at that? All right. So I just work it up and it'll get cleaned off. I've got black on me. That's charming. Have you ever gotten black on your finger and then you go to wipe and you just... All right. So using that balm to clean things up a bit. And I'm going to take a brightening. Now I'm going to get back to my etch brush. It's already loaded right here. We've used it. We've taken off the excess, but there is some there. I need to wipe off because it looks like I put eyeshadow on it. And I'm going to go in to my main highlight here and we're going to waterline it. Where is it? It's somewhere. We're going to waterline just to clean things up and open up the eye. This has been my favorite new habit. And then we can grab a little more. I don't load it where it's, need to clean that tin. I just load it where it's not bumping off. You're not like scooping, but I'm gonna stamp right here and create some lift. And then I'm gonna press this in here and down. This will also help clean up excess product, and you just need to lighten it naturally. But you see how it just cleaned that up? So again, we're just gonna waterline. I like using a tone that's closer to my actual skin tone than something that's extra bright. I think that that can sometimes look a little maturing if you use a color that's just too light. I think it all depends on the look you want for your makeup. And if you like it more bright, do it more bright. I'm not here to tell you anything's wrong. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. All right, I'm gonna take this loaded brush from what I used up at top, and I'm just going to sweep this in the middle. Just like that. This is gonna give us some eye definition, but I'm not gonna go to each corner. It's just in the mid. And that's because this is gonna give me that smoky eye look, but it's modernized, like using unicorn. It just lightened up the lid a little bit to open the eye up, but this is gonna give me some under eye definition, but using that lightness on the waterline is gonna give me a more open looking eye. This is gonna give me that smokiness I like, but it's also gonna widen and lift my eye because I have it on the outer corner. Does that make sense? Tell me it makes sense. All right, we're gonna take this mascara. I'm just gonna hit the tips of my lashes up here, and this is gonna build on what's already there and add just a skosh of length without making them look like tarantula legs. Then I'm gonna go down here and we're just gonna add some mascara to the lashes, not a lot, just a little bit, just a little bit. You don't need a lot. Just a little bit. And I try to really focus on my lashes, not hitting the base, because then it can start getting chunky, clunky, and icky. All right, I'm gonna do my brows, I'm gonna do my face, and I will be right back. Done. It's actually, full disclosure, done twice. I did my makeup, I did my traditional makeup, and I was really excited when I first put it on. It looked gorgeous. I used Charlotte Tilbury foundation, and then I tried the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour. And when I put it on, it all went together beautifully. I used Sunlit Highlight for my concealer because I like our concealer better than the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop and the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy. I think what it is, cream, I like my cream finishes. 2 hours my makeup lasted. This was cracking right here, right here. It looked terrible. My pores were accentuated. I looked really greasy. And then this puppy right here started like separating and it chipping, and it looked really bad at my hairline, really bad with my pores. My SEINT contours just don't settle into my pores the way this did. And I think it's because it's so liquidy. I came home, washed it off, and reapplied my SEINT. I like, and this is what I'm saying, like I would have to do a lot of powder touching, of resetting, and I use my blotting powder, and that lets me sit all day in my makeup with SEINT. So that being said, 2 hours, and I didn't even want to go into the store. I did, but I was hiding. I was lurking at the grocery store. Came home, washed my face, and I put on all my SEINT. And it's just, I like SEINT more. My makeup looked nice. I got a compliment. I mean, it was from a dude, but I got a compliment, I guess. But I don't get very many of those these days. But here's the deal. I liked my makeup. I was excited about it. But I use SEINT and I like it more. There's nothing wrong with other makeups. It's just the way it sits on my skin is not how I want my makeup to last. I need my makeup to last more than 2 hours. I'm not walking around with makeup in my purse these days because my SEINT has been lasting, especially since the blotting powder. I just like it more. That's it. But this is the eye look, and it's so pretty. It's so fun. I love Spell. It goes with everything. That's it. Have